Did you have apple juice with your breakfast this morning? Because what I'm about to share with you might make you think twice before you ever drink it the same way again. A 60-year-old man from Ohio walked into the emergency room last year complaining of severe stomach cramps, dizziness, and irregular heartbeat. The doctors ran every test imaginable, and you know what they found? It wasn't a heart attack, it wasn't a stroke, it wasn't even a serious disease. It was something he did at breakfast that morning, something millions of seniors do every single day without realizing the danger they're putting themselves in. He had mixed apple juice with certain foods that created a toxic reaction in his body, and within hours, his health was spiraling out of control. Now, before you think this is rare, let me tell you something that'll keep you watching. Medical researchers have identified 6 common foods that, when combined with apple juice, can trigger serious health problems. It's especially if you're over 60. We're talking about blood sugar spikes, dangerous medication interactions, digestive chaos, and even heart complications. And here's the thing that really gets me. These are foods you probably have in your kitchen right now, foods you've been told are healthy, foods you might be eating with your morning glass of apple juice without knowing you're playing Russian roulette with your health. I'm going to reveal all 6 of these dangerous combinations. And trust me, number 4 is sitting in most refrigerators right now. And if you're taking blood pressure medication, you need to hear about number 5 immediately. Now, you might be wondering why this is such a big deal specifically for people over 60, and this is where things get really important. Your digestive system isn't the same powerhouse it was when you were 30 or 40. After 60, your stomach produces less acid, your intestines move food through more slowly, and your liver doesn't process certain compounds as efficiently as it used to. This means that food combinations that might not bother a younger person can create real problems for you. Apple juice itself isn't the villain here. In fact, it's packed with antioxidants and vitamin C. But here's what most doctors don't tell you during your regular checkups. Apple juice is highly acidic and loaded with natural sugars that interact with other foods in ways that can overwhelm your aging digestive system. When you mix it with the wrong foods, you're essentially creating a chemical reaction in your stomach that your body struggles to handle. Think about it like this. Your body is like a finely tuned engine, and after decades of use, it needs the right fuel combinations to run smoothly. The wrong mix can cause everything from mild discomfort to serious health emergencies. And if you're already managing conditions like diabetes, high blood pressure, or taking daily medications, these combinations become even more dangerous because they can interfere with how your body absorbs your prescriptions. But here's what shocked researchers even more. Nearly 70% of seniors they studied were unknowingly consuming at least one of these dangerous combinations regularly. And the first food on this list is something you'd never suspect. The first dangerous food combination is bananas. And I know what you're thinking. Bananas are supposed to be healthy, right? They are, but not when you're drinking apple juice at the same time. Here's what happens inside your body when you combine these two. Both bananas and apple juice are extremely high in natural sugars and potassium. Now, potassium is essential for your heart and muscles, but too much at once, especially for seniors, can cause what's called hyperkalemia. This is a condition where potassium levels in your blood spike dangerously high, and it can lead to irregular heartbeat, muscle weakness, and in severe cases, cardiac arrest. But it gets worse. When you mix the high sugar content from both foods, your blood glucose levels can skyrocket within 30 minutes. For seniors with diabetes or prediabetes, this combination is like throwing gasoline on a fire. Your pancreas goes into overdrive trying to produce enough insulin, and over time, this constant stress can accelerate insulin resistance. Medical research has shown that this particular combination can cause blood sugar spikes up to 40% higher than eating a banana alone. And here's the symptom most people miss if you feel unusually tired or foggy, headed about an hour after breakfast. This combination might be the culprit. Your body is crashing from the sugar overload, and your heart is working overtime to regulate that potassium surge. The tingling in your fingers, the occasional heart flutter you've been ignoring, these could all be warning signs. But wait until you hear about the second food, because this one affects your medications directly. The second dangerous combination is dairy products, and this includes milk, yogurt, cheese, and even that splash of cream in your coffee. if you're drinking apple juice nearby. This combination creates a problem that most seniors have no idea is happening inside their bodies. Apple juice is highly acidic with a pH level around 3.5, and when it meets dairy products in your stomach, the acid causes the milk proteins to curdle and clump together. This creates thick, hard to digest masses that sit in your stomach for hours, leading to bloating, gas, severe indigestion, and that uncomfortable feeling of fullness that won't go away. But the real danger for seniors is what this does to your nutrient absorption. Your body struggles to break down these clumped proteins, which means you're not getting the calcium and vitamin D from that dairy, nutrients your bones desperately need at this age. Even worse, if you're taking medications for blood pressure, cholesterol, or osteoporosis, this combination can interfere with how your body absorbs those drugs. The calcium in dairy binds with certain medications, and when you add the acidity of apple juice into the mix, you're essentially creating a barrier that prevents your medication from working properly. Studies have found that seniors who regularly consume this combination can experience up to 30% reduced medication effectiveness. That blood pressure pill you take every morning might not be protecting you the way it should. If you've noticed your symptoms aren't improving despite taking your medication faithfully, this breakfast habit could be sabotaging your treatment. And speaking of breakfast, if you enjoy health after 60 and want to protect yourself with more life-saving information like this, hit that subscribe button right now because what's coming next could save your life. The third dangerous food to avoid with apple juice is iron-rich foods like spinach, red meat, liver-fortified cereals, and even those iron supplements your doctor prescribed for anemia. Now, this one is particularly tricky because many seniors are told to increase their iron intake, but pairing it with apple juice creates a serious problem. Apple juice contains high levels of compounds called tannins and polyphenols, and while these are antioxidants that can be beneficial, they have a dark side when it comes to iron absorption. These compounds actually bind to iron in your digestive system and prevent your body from absorbing it. Medical research shows that drinking apple juice with iron-rich foods can reduce iron absorption by up to 60%, which means if you're already struggling with low iron levels or anemia, you're making the problem worse without even knowing it. And here's where it gets dangerous for seniors specifically. Low iron leads to severe fatigue, weakness, dizziness, and an increased risk of falls. At your age, a fall isn't just inconvenient, it can be life-threatening. Hip fractures, head injuries, and prolonged recovery times all stem from these seemingly innocent dietary choices. But there's another hidden danger with this combination that affects your blood sugar regulation. When your body can't absorb iron properly, it struggles to produce hemoglobin, and without adequate hemoglobin, your cells don't get enough oxygen. This triggers fatigue and causes many seniors to reach for more sugary foods and drinks for energy, creating a vicious cycle of blood sugar spikes and crashes. And if you think that's concerning, wait until you hear how this next food combination affects your entire digestive system. The fourth dangerous food combination is whole grains and cereals, and this includes oatmeal, whole wheat toast, bran muffins, and that healthy bowl of high fiber cereal you've been eating every morning. This combination creates a digestive nightmare that most seniors don't connect to their breakfast routine. Whole grains are packed with fiber, which is great for your digestive health, but when you wash them down with apple juice, you're setting yourself up for serious gastrointestinal distress. The high acidity of apple juice combined with the fiber creates excessive fermentation in your gut. What happens is the natural sugars from the juice feed the bacteria in your intestines while the fiber slows everything down, and this fermentation process produces massive amounts of gas, painful bloating, and in many cases, severe diarrhea or constipation. For seniors whose digestive systems are already slower and more sensitive, this can trigger diverticulitis flare-ups or irritable bowel symptoms that last for days. But here's the part that really concerns gastroenterologists. This combination also creates something called phytic acid activation. Whole grains naturally contain phytic acid, and when mixed with the acidity from apple juice, it becomes even more potent at blocking mineral absorption. We're talking about calcium, magnesium, zinc, all the minerals your body needs to maintain bone density, immune function, and cognitive health. You could be eating the healthiest breakfast imaginable, but if you're drinking apple juice with it, your body is being robbed of essential nutrients. And if you thought that was bad, the next food combination on this list is even more common and potentially more dangerous. The fifth dangerous combination is citrus fruits like oranges, grapefruits, lemons, and tangerines. And this one might surprise you because many people think mixing fruits together is always healthy. But when you combine citrus fruits with apple juice, you're creating an acid overload that your senior digestive system simply cannot handle efficiently. Both are highly acidic, and when they meet in your stomach, the combined acidity can trigger severe acid reflux, heartburn, and even damage the lining of your esophagus over time. For seniors who already suffer from GRD or frequent heartburn, this combination is like pouring fuel on a fire. But the real danger goes much deeper than discomfort. This extreme acidity puts enormous stress on your kidneys, which are responsible for filtering and balancing the acid levels in your blood. After 60, your kidney function naturally declines, operating at about 70 to 80% of what it was in your younger years. When you force your kidneys to process this double dose of acidity regularly, you're accelerating kidney damage and increasing your risk of developing kidney stones and chronic kidney disease. Medical studies have documented that seniors who frequently consume high acid food combinations show significantly higher rates of kidney function decline over time. And here's something that should really grab your attention if you're taking common medications like aspirin, ibuprofen, or blood thinners. This acidic combination can irritate your stomach lining so much that it increases your risk of gastrointestinal bleeding. The stomach pain you've been dismissing as normal aging could actually be internal damage happening right now. And if you want to stay ahead of health issues like this, make sure you subscribe to Health After 60 so you never miss critical information that could protect you. The sixth and final dangerous food combination is processed breakfast meats like bacon, sausage, ham, and deli meats. And this one carries the most serious long-term health risks of everything we've discussed. Here's what makes this combination particularly dangerous for seniors. Processed meats are loaded with sodium, preservatives like nitrates and nitrites, and saturated fats. When you consume them with apple juice, the high sugar content in the juice causes a rapid insulin spike, and your body responds by storing more of that fat from the meat directly into your arteries. This accelerates the buildup of arterial plaque, increasing your risk of heart attack and stroke dramatically. But there's an even more alarming chemical reaction happening that most people have never heard about. The nitrites in processed meats can combine with certain compounds in apple juice to form substances called nitrosamines in your digestive system, and medical research has linked these compounds to increased cancer risk, particularly colorectal cancer, which is already more common in seniors. The combination essentially creates a toxic environment in your gut. And if you have high blood pressure or heart disease, this pairing is especially dangerous because the sodium from the processed meat causes immediate water retention and blood pressure spikes, while the sugar from the apple juice puts additional strain on your cardiovascular system. Within just 2 hours of eating this combination, your blood pressure can rise significantly, your arteries constrict, and your heart has to work much harder to pump blood through your body. That chest tightness, that shortness of breath you feel after breakfast, this could be the reason. And now that you know all 6 dangerous combinations, let me tell you exactly what you should be doing instead. So now that you know what not to do, let me give you the practical solutions that will keep you healthy and safe. The good news is you don't have to give up apple juice completely. You just need to be smarter about when and how you drink it. The golden rule is this: drink apple juice at least 2 hours before or after eating any of those 6 foods we just discussed. This gives your digestive system enough time to process one without interfering with the other. If you love having juice with breakfast, switch to diluted apple juice. Mix it half and half with water to reduce the sugar content and acidity. Or better yet, try eating a whole apple instead, because the fiber in the whole fruit slows down sugar absorption and reduces the acidic impact on your stomach. Now, if you want safe food pairings with apple juice, here are combinations that actually work well for seniors. You can drink it with plain toast without butter, rice cakes, or simple crackers. These neutral foods won't create dangerous interactions. Another great option is drinking apple juice between meals as a standalone snack, not with food at all. And here's a timing tip that medical professionals recommend if you take morning medications. Take them with plain water first. Wait at least 30 minutes, then have your breakfast without apple juice. And if you want the juice, have it mid morning when your stomach is relatively empty. This simple timing adjustment can prevent most of the dangerous interactions we talked about. Your body will absorb your medications properly, your digestion will work smoothly, and you'll avoid those uncomfortable symptoms that have been plaguing you. But protecting your health goes beyond just apple juice combinations. Look, I know this might seem overwhelming, but here's the truth that matters most. Knowledge is power, especially when it comes to your health after 60. That man from Ohio I mentioned at the beginning, he had no idea that his innocent breakfast habit was putting his life at risk, but now you do, and that gives you a massive advantage. You have the information to make better choices starting tomorrow morning. Think about how many times you felt unexplained discomfort, fatigue, or symptoms that doctors couldn't quite explain. How many of those moments could have been prevented if you'd known what you know right now? Your health isn't just about the big decisions like surgeries or medications. It's about these small daily choices that add up over years and decades. Every breakfast matters, every food combination matters, and at this stage of life, you don't have room for mistakes that could have been easily avoided. I want you to take a moment right now and think about your routine tomorrow morning. What are you planning to eat and drink? Are any of those 6 dangerous combinations part of your habit? If they are, you now have the power to change that. And if this information opened your eyes and potentially saved you from serious health problems down the road, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button to Health After 60 right now, because we're building a community of informed seniors who refuse to let preventable health issues control their lives. Give this video a thumbs up if it helped you, and drop a comment telling me which of these 6 combinations surprised you the most. Share this with your friends and family who need to hear it, because someone you love might be making these same mistakes right now. Remember, aging doesn't mean accepting every health problem that comes your way. It means being smart, staying informed, and taking control of the things you can change. Your best years are still ahead of you, but only if you protect your health with the right knowledge. I'll see you in the next video where we'll tackle another critical health topic that every senior needs to know. Until then, stay healthy, stay informed, and keep making choices that honor the life you've built.